Time for a look at your West Tennessee forecast with meteorologist Brian Davis.
Welcome in, everyone, on this Tuesday night. We're going to catch up on the very latest on our weather. Some of you saw quite a considerable amount of rain this afternoon, while some of us, once again, totally missed the boat. We didn't get any rain at all, so we're going to take a look at that. Also, I did want to pass along a note here from the city of Paris. They've been long awaiting a bridge replacement, and that is going to start tomorrow, July the 8th. That's going to be right there at the Risen Street Bridge near Johnson City Park. So Risen Street right there near Johnson City Park, that bridge is not just going to be worked on. No, they're going to totally replace that thing. And so they're going to close it off tomorrow, starting tomorrow. So make sure you've got an alternate route there. Again, that coming in from the city of Paris. Very important traffic note. All right, let's take a look at our almanac. We topped out today at 87 degrees and started off this morning at 70. We've had a trace of precipitation out at the airport, and we've actually gone from being well above our high to just a few degrees below the normal high. That's quite amazing, but only in West Tennessee do we see that. Our normal high this time of the year would be about 90 degrees, and our morning low would be about 69. So 87, that's about 3 degrees below 90. So we came in about 3 degrees below normal, 22.71 inches. That is what we have seen so far this year since January the 1st. Where should we be? Well, we should be at 30.44, right at 30 and almost a half of an inch there. So we're at a deficit of a little over 7 inches of rain for the year. And it seems like every time we catch up a little bit, we have some dry days, and then we slip right back into that deficit, which leads to more of a drought and so forth. But some areas, it was feast or famine today, like the last 4 days. Some of you got considerable amounts of rain, while others got nothing. Let's go ahead and take a look. Here's our latest 12-hour precipitation totals, estimated Doppler radar totals, and look at that. South Union City, 1.2 inches. Dyer, about 1.4 inches. And there are other areas I could have sampled. Right there at South Dyer, we probably, that little purple area, probably more close to 2 inches there. And then you can see Milan, we had around an inch of rain there showing up. South Jackson, around almost an inch and a half. And the biggest total I saw was right there on the Chester County line, 3 inches in that little thunderstorm. Remember, these thunderstorms were barely moving when they developed. Just north of Covington, we saw about 1.3 inches. Memphis, east part of the city, literally the eastern part of the city, we got about 1.1 inches. The west part of the city, hardly anything. And then Arlington, you got around an inch and a half showing up there, about a half inch there in southeastern Fayette County. Let's pick out another area. Oh, Savannah. Yeah, about 1.1 inches, north part of town, south part of town, about 1.2 inches. And let's see, Camden, around a half inch. Southwest Paris, 1.1 inches. But the thing is, you guys have had several rounds of rain this week. All right, but it all goes by the airport out at Jackson. That's where they've been keeping the records for all the many years. So we kind of weigh that based on drought situations and, the normal highs and lows. So, but while many of you got a lot of rain, many others did not. And that's going to be the situation again tomorrow. We'll have some more scattered storm. Well, really more isolated, because only about 40% of the viewing area will see a storm, as opposed to today's 60% odds. And then on Thursday, it's looking even a little bit more feeble on rain chances. Well, let's take a look outside. 75 right now in Savannah. Beautiful night shaping up there. 73 in downtown Parsons. And the winds are basically calm right now. We've got 79 in Memphis with calm winds, and 73 right here in Paris as we kind of look to the north there. And across the board, all of us are now in the 70s. Most of us are in the low 70s right now. And we'll be upper 60s, low 70s on that board by the morning time, by about sunrise in the morning. Winds are out of the north, and they're much calmer 0 to about 3 miles per hour. That's about all we're getting out of the breezes right now. Radar shows all those thunderstorms, they have dissipated. Except one little shower there. It is just southeast of Dyersburg. It's got about another 10 minutes on it, and then it's going, going. That's all that we've got left from all those storms we had earlier today. Surface map shows a low pressure area scooting a little further to the southeast by tomorrow. That's going to take the rain chances downward for us. We'll still have a few storms, but less chances. Severe weather outlook for tomorrow. Well, it's either north or off to the east of us. And then as we get into Thursday, it does come down to about South Kentucky. We'll keep a close watch on that. I think most of Thursday is going to be blazing hot with sunshine, but come evening, there'll be some storms up there in Kentucky very close by. So watch out, Obion, Lake, Henry, Weakley, North Benton County, as we get into the evening there on Thursday. You could get brushed by big old mean thunderstorm. So we'll be here to track any of those if they get going. Friday, nothing right now in the long-term severe weather outlook. So that's good news for us. And looking at Futurecast, it just shows another round of storms. You can see how that low gets further to the east and southeast. That's where we see that counterclockwise spin, more over North Alabama and middle southern Tennessee. But you can see a few storms there yet again for Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening, but far, far less. Only just a handful of us will see a storm tomorrow. There's going to be a lot more of us that are going to be in the old sunshine. For the rest of tonight, dropping through to the low 70s. Some of us will be upper 60s. I think here locally we'll wake up to about 69 degrees, less than 10% rain odds, and we'll be moving up to the mid-70s by about 8 a.m. The weekly average blend of models showing temperatures heating up. So we've got one more cooler day where we're going to be in the upper 80s, and then here comes the heat. Again, the big heat, and it could flirt with a heat advisory there by Friday. It's going to be a close call there. Just 1 degree could make a difference, and a little bit either way on humidity could certainly mean the difference too. So very close, but the good thing I see is a short window of heat. This will not be near as long as this week-long event we just went through with the extreme heat warnings and all of that stuff. All right, so for tomorrow, our latest thinking is about 40% odds of a shower storm, mainly in the afternoon through the early evening, high of 88. 70 for the overnight low for tomorrow night, back up to 93, some blazing hot sunshine, few patchy clouds in the evening. And again, we'll want to watch, especially up there right along that Kentucky-Tennessee line come Thursday evening. Those storms will be very close by, but we'll get through most of the day blazing hot and dry. 75 for the overnight low. And then we're just going to step it on up to about 94 mean old degrees there on Friday. 20% odds of a shower or thunderstorm. Saturday, 60% odds, as well as Sunday. But that is a necessary evil we're going to get through to get a cool down as our next cold front comes through. And so we'll go from the 90s on Saturday to the upper 80s on Sunday. And then it looks like we're going to lose most of those rain chances again Monday and Tuesday of next week, but not as hot. Looks like upper 80s in that long range pattern. All right, guys, that's a look at your weather. Have a great rest of the late overnight hours into the morning, and we'll see you back again for another weather update down the road. Take care.
We are West Tennessee Weather Channel.